Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter Podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it right here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today, and if you want to call in, 570-530-8316. Beeb, let's get it started here. The Millions Company pay-per-view. That's, yeah, right. Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know, right? All right, the Millions Company, Millions Co. pay-per-view. All right, this is Danny Garcia. I guess it's Danny Garcia's promotion. Danny Garcia versus Danny Gonzalez here in the main event at Barclays, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Garcia wins by a knockout in the fourth round. It was a left hook that did the damage. He was landing that left hook all night. Now, Garcia actually looked pretty good in this fight, okay? I watched it from the top down. Yeah, I mean, he looked good. He looked sharp. There's a caveat, though.
Of course.
That he was in there against Danny Gonzalez.
Yes.
Who looked completely underwater in that fight.
Yes, he did.
At no point was Danny Gonzalez competitive or anything like that. He was not competitive in that fight. It was a complete runaway. And which is kind of what we expected. I mean, I didn't expect him to pick a guy in there to be, you know, a tough, you know, quote, final fight for him. Mm-hmm. But he did look sharp. I will give him this. He did look sharp. He did look, you know, he looked good. He looked sharp. You know, does it look like he could fight again? I don't know. I mean,
look at that 154-pound division and just go down the list.
He ain't beating anybody in that 154.
He's not beating any one of those champions or those top contenders. I
think that's where, you know, if I'm, you know, if I'm guiding somebody's career or if I'm a fighter and I say, you know, do you think you could be champion in the division that you're fighting in? If the answer is no, then there's no point in going on.
And you know, it's crazy too, because you do have all these other outlets and you got the bare knuckle boxing, you got the misfits and all this stuff. And you have all these potential celebrity fights that you could do. So why not do something that's a little bit, I don't know, not as tough on the body or strenuous on the body, and you can still make a lot of money. Like again, I think Misfits is probably the best route to go, in my opinion, if it's for someone like a retired fighter that's in their late 30s or mid 40s or something like that. So, yeah, and I'm seeing that BKFC boxing there, that bare knuckle, and everyone thinks that's less difficult than the regular boxing, but you got to deal with eye pokes, you got to deal with broken hands, you got to deal with your face getting all puffed up.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of things that are legal. Like you can dirty box there, like you can hit and you can hold and hit, you can kind of wrestle a little bit. Obviously, you can't take people down, but you can kind of wrestle, and it's a lot less strict, and it's a lot more dangerous because you have those fingers open and it's so easy to get poked in the eye that you can tear a retina. So the tendency for an injury or the likelihood of an injury is greater because there's so much more damage that could be done with a fist that's not covered.
Right. JC, I don't know if he was at the fight or not, said the arena last night at the Barclays was empty.
Yeah, Jesse Reekin said it was too.
You know what? If you can, get a hold of Jesse Reekin, like text him and see when that picture was he took.
Yeah.
Because he took a picture of this. Beeb showed me a picture prior to the show of what the arena looked like.
Yeah.
And there was a fight in the ring, but I know, like, you know, a lot of times, you know, when it's early and stuff, but that looked extraordinarily empty for people. You know what I mean? And I don't care what time it was. It looked empty. It was bad. There didn't look to be a lot of people there at all.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him whereabouts the time that picture was taken.
Yeah.
I just did. See what he says. If he replies back.
See if he replies, yeah. But, I mean, overall, like I said, Danny Garcia looked good. There's been talk now, because he did look that good last night, of him leaving the fight open for another, you know, there's another fight on the horizon for him or something like that.
Sure.
Again, man, you look good against this guy. You know, he wouldn't have been good as your sparring partner.
Yeah.
You know, you could tell this guy was way in over his head. He was brought in for a payday. It showed, and the guy tried. He just wasn't there, man. They're not on the same level.
And this is where, you know, I get aggravated, and fortunately nothing happened. But you have these gross mismatches, and then you always hear about the safety of the fighters and the PEDs and
where is safety when they're making these mismatches?
Thank you. That's the point, because
You know?
most of the fatalities and all of these career-ending injuries and these serious injuries occur mostly because of the mismatches. You got one guy, and I get it. You're building a guy when he's first starting out, but sometimes you see these guys, like for instance, Boots Ennis versus Lima, and I hate to keep harping on that fight, but there is no way. I don't care what sanctioning body had that guy ranked in their top 10, and I say this with all due respect to him and his family. There's no way in hell Boots Ennis with 35 fights going into his 36th fight should be fighting a guy with 14 fights that is so far down the skill set ladder than he is, right? I just think it's ridiculous. So
yeah, this is we've been hearing this a lot now. JC had mentioned it. Now Alexander Wilson says the Danny Garcia fight had many empty seats in the lower bowl.
Yeah.
Can you show that picture? Just kind of hold it up.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I'll do that for you.
Because it was eye opening. It was like, whoa.
Yeah, when you look at this, look at all those seats.
It's tough to see, but yeah, you can see it's empty.
There it is.
Yep.
It's a clear picture right there, right?
Yep.
See all those empty seats?
Very clear.
There you go.
Wow. That's insane. And as you can see, there's a fight in the ring. I don't know which fight it is, but there's a fight in the ring. And it's not the Garcia fight, so it wasn't the main event.
I don't know how far down along the card that was, but it was empty.
Yeah. I mean, that looks empty for a regular, you know what I mean? I mean, even if it was a low card or opening, I mean, there's still.
So he just texted me back.
Okay.
And he said that was beginning of the night, and it did not change much.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and I tend to believe it, man. I really do. I tend to believe it.
He said it was a horrible show. That's what he said. He saw the fights were not good.
Yeah, and they weren't. I watched the Chris Colbert fight, the Chris Colbert versus Ezekiel Caro. Colbert 80-71, 78-73, and 77-74.
Yeah.
Not a great fight. Gabe Rosado versus Vaughn Alexander. I didn't know Vaughn Alexander was still fighting.
Yeah.
He's got like 17 losses or something like that.
Well, you mentioned Chris Colbert. Remember he was a PBC regular?
Yeah.
What happened to him? Like all these fighters, like I remember all these PBC fighters were in that stable.
The up-and-comers.
And they just fell off, right? They just fell off. And now you got David Benavidez fighting on this Riyadh season card and indicating that he may be kind of going his own way now. And again, he's 20, I think he's 27, 28 years old at this point.
Yeah.
He's got to start making moves, right? He needs these big fights. He can't wait around. Like that whole situation with Canelo was squandered away, and he just was staying there and doing the best he could, trying to work hard to get that fight. He can't fall into another situation like that up at light heavyweight, especially when you got Beterbiev and you got Bivol. I know Bivol's coming off an injury. I don't know when he's going to be able to come back, but hopefully he'll get
back in training. I know, not Bivol, but I'm sorry. It was a different. It was Usyk back in training. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I saw Bivol back in training as well. So you weren't wrong. But I believe Beterbiev was supposed to be on that card with David and Anthony Yard, but something happened and he ended up pulling out. So I don't know if this guy's suffering another injury or so. I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll see what happens. But hopefully David could get, if not Bivol next, at least Beterbiev. We need a step up.
We need a step up fight for him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and that's what he was doing,
Sure.
Gabe Rosado versus Vaughn Alexander. Rosado wins unanimous decision, 80-72, 79-73 twice. This was another one-way, one-sided fight. Again, Vaughn Alexander has 17 losses, guys. And so Gabe Rosado looked great in there. He looked good. But again, I don't know. Where does Gabe Rosado go from here? You know, because again, he's not going to be competitive against any of the champs.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like I said, if these guys just decide that they're going to continue to fight this type of fighter, then I don't know how much they're getting paid for it. But if Danny decides to keep fighting guys like this, or maybe slightly better than this, then I'm sure he can extend his career as Gabe Rosado can as well too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. MEZ Box says that Garcia walked in the ring at 12:25 Eastern Time AM. That doesn't work, man. That doesn't work for us. That doesn't work, man. It
doesn't work for us on the East Coast, right, Eric?
Yeah, that's it, man.
How many times we're getting ready for the main event, and you and I are texting back and forth.
Oh man,
WTF? Where's the fight? Where's the fighters?
You gotta keep.
You already
going,
seen
man.
the build up. These build up portions.
That's my one pet peeve is that they have the build up. You know how like the WWE has the build up in between. Yeah. You're already on. It's sold. There's no reason to sell
clips during the build-up shows beforehand. Why you got to regurgitate them and show them to us again?
If you want to make another hype video or something, make it 30 seconds. It doesn't need to be.
We were lucky that main event and that card from the Crawford fight was so good that we could kind of deal with that a little bit. It kind of eased the aggravation a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was brutal.
Not by much.
I know that was brutal. Main event started, I think, 10:01.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Then you get this girl on Twitter saying, "Where's the national anthems? Get the fuck out of here! What do you want the thing to start a quarter or two?"
Shut up about the national anthem. Can you imagine? They would have went on with that. They would have had 2 or 3 national anthems going on because you got Mexico, you got the U.S., and then you're going to have the Saudi national anthem.
Yeah.
And then they're all going to talk about it. And then they're all going to get 3 different people in the ring to sing it. Yeah. Just shut up.
Don't need that.
Just put them in the ring. That's it. That's all you need to do.
That's right.
It's that simple. Dominique Crowder versus Fernando Diaz was also on that card. Crowder defeated Diaz by unanimous decision. Again, another one-sided walkover. 190 twice and 98-92. Crowder's a bantamweight coming up. Overall, the card was lackluster at best. I mean, that's the best. I mean, there was nothing of any real note on there. None of the fights were great fights. I think somebody in the chat said the Chris Colbert fight was the fight of the night, and that wasn't that great either. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So let's talk about this BKFC now. Pauli Malignaggi fought Tyler Goodjohn last night. It was in England, wasn't it?
I think this one, I hate to correct you, this one is the BKB, which is the UK version of the bare knuckle.
I apologize. Yeah,
I just want to correct you, just so people don't get confused. The BKFC is the US version, the one that Conor McGregor and that guy.
That's right, because they just had a show with Platinum Mike Perry or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one that Feldman owns, and with Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
but this one is the one that has the triangle ring, and it's based in the UK.
I got to be honest, I hate that triangle ring.
I don't like the triangle ring. But the difference between this one is they actually have 3-minute rounds. The BKFC has 2-minute rounds.
Gotcha. So, all right.
Just a little education for the fans if they don't know.
Well, Pauli Malignaggi fought last night, won a split decision over Tyler Goodjohn. 48-47 twice and 47-48 for Goodjohn. Pauli's face, I saw bits and pieces of the fight. Yeah. Pauli's face looked like hamburger after this fight.
Yeah.
There's a video of him sitting in the emergency room where he says he got there about 10 o'clock and it was like 4 o'clock.
In the morning, yeah. He had
in the morning.
6 hours. And they gave him a CAT scan, but they didn't stitch up his cut or anything. So I'm like.
Cuts. I mean, his face was just completely, like I said, it looked like, hamburger. I mean, he was cut on his eye. He was cut down there. I mean, his whole face
like
was
he got jumped in an alley, right?
That's both eyes. He had 2 black eyes. No, Paulie won, Omar.
He won by split decision.
Yeah, he looked like he
lost. I mean,
yeah,
he got a win on the record, but his body took an L. Let's just put it there. He broke his ribs. He stood the back. Oh, because he said he was getting hit by kidney punches. I mean, everyone, like I said, that you got James DeGale and other fighters where Alfredo Angulo, Gabe Rosado did this before. You got other fighters that did this after boxing, thinking that it would be a step down or it'd be easier because the fighters are not as skilled. But you got to understand the rules here and what you're dealing with.
Yeah,
There's there's a whole different set of dangers here in this sport than there are in boxing.
Well, and like you mentioned earlier, and Ryan Hong as well, it says he thinks he detached his retina.
Yeah.
I mean,
he said 6 hours later, my eyes finally not blurry anymore. So
wow.
And then they were saying that there was bleeding behind the eye. That's not a good thing.
No,
that's not a good thing.
I don't understand why he's fighting again. I don't get it. I mean, it has to be money, but dude, you're a good commentator. I mean, I'm sure you could find something.
Yeah.
You're on that he's on that boxing, the Pro Boxing Network or whatever.
Yeah, the Pro Box TV. He does.
Yeah, he's on that. Yeah. Like, what are you doing, man?
I don't
know. There's a reason Chris Algieri's not doing this anymore.
Yeah. Bernard Hopkins walked away and he never came back.
No.
I hope Roy Jones never comes back. I don't think he will. He's been gone for a while.
Oh, he's out now.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to come back.
No, I don't think so either. I would hope not anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a brutal fight, man. And Pauli looked like the better fighter. I mean, he was peppering him with shots and everything. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, but again, it's a different sport.
Pauli was trying to box and fight.
Sport.
He was trying to box and fight as if he had gloves on, and it was like a gloved style boxing match. And it's like, Pauli, doesn't matter. You don't have padding on those hands. No matter what you do, if the repetition of your bare knuckles hitting that guy's bony, eyes and the eye orbital bone area, or hit him in wherever your cheekbones and stuff.
Yeah,
those hands are gonna swell.
Like I said, man, I don't understand it. I don't understand what he's doing. And I don't hate bare knuckle boxing. I like bare knuckle boxing.
I told you before, I feel guilty that I enjoy watching it because it's so brutal and barbaric, and it's like I'm watching the old Gladiator days, and they're like these guys, that movie Hard Times.
I'm in. Oh, Hard Times. You remember that one with Charles Bronson?
Any which way loose. They're sitting there fighting in like freaking empty garages.
That's what Gunn said. That's what Gunn said it was, man. That's what, remember Bobby Gunn came on and said that they would fight in warehouses. He fought Jay-Z's bodyguard in a warehouse. I was like, what?
Fighting someone in some fucking Publix parking lot, man. I mean,
like in the back alley or something, And he said everybody was betting on the fights and everything. He was like, they're out in this like
Robbie and Mrs. Herrick with the shopping cart being pushed by when you're fucking having a bare knuckle fight in the parking lot.
He said you'll see all kind of people in there, man, like guys in suits and everything like that, like businessmen and then like laborers. It was a whole walk of life in there, man.
That shit's hilarious, man.
JC asked, did we see Pauli beefing with Ariel Helwani? We did. I saw it.
I saw it, yeah.
And Ariel shot him down pretty quick. You can listen, man. If you're gonna get into like a verbal spat, Ariel Helwani's not the one.
Well, not only that, Eric.
Guy, man.
Not only that, Eric.
He's gonna get you.
Why is Ariel Helwani supposed to be Pauli's attack dog for Conor McGregor? Because Pauli doesn't like Conor McGregor, so he wants Ariel Helwani to not like. This is why
he's still on that. He's still on that.
Yeah, that's why I can't. I love boxing. I respect the fighters, but I can't be attached to these guys. I'm glad I can't be an interviewer, because once you say one critical thing or anything these guys want to be pampered. They don't want interviewers to interview them. They want guys that are going to be hype men for them and PR people. And that's why I can't stand this how this sport is run, not just by the business, but the whole media thing and how people get their credentials pulled because they're not kissing ass and they're not. You're talking shit about the fighter. You're putting out misinformation. No, I'm not. I'm just just asking a question and giving whatever.
Yeah. Omar Rodriguez, you're 100% right. He says, this is the interview I saw him where he mentions reasons for fighting and moving to Sicily. That's right. He had said he needed more money to move to Sicily or something. Yeah. He wants to retire to Sicily. And of course that takes money. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that makes sense, Yeah, Beeb calls fighters quitters.
Never.
And I'll tell you what, Beeb, that's the one thing I won't tolerate here. I'll tell you that.
That is blasphemy. I won't
tolerate that stuff here. I've
never done that.
Terrible. Just terrible.
No one respects the fighters more than I do here.
Yeah. Likely story.
Never hear me call them quitters. That is blasphemous.
You called, what's his name? Daniel Dubois quitter.
That was not true.
That was messed up, man. That was messed up. All right, upcoming fights. Let's see what we got. Still got October 25th. October 25th on DAZN, the big one. And this is pretty much it for next week. Yeah, that's it for next week. It'll be on London on DAZN. Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley. 12 rounds for Parker's WBO heavyweight interim title. Lewis Edmondson versus Ezra Taylor. 12 rounds light heavyweights. Yeah, not a great card, but it is a pay-per-view card because it's on DAZN.
I know.
And you guys pay monthly for it.
I know.
That's not worth it. I like, listen, I like Joseph Parker,
These are not fights that should be pay-per-view in the United States. These are not well-known fighters in the United States, and I say that with respect, as always.
Yeah, it is. Spirit of Justice says, how about that old man Joe Flacco? Bengals new quarterback did a number on the Steelers, man. Did you see that? That was amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. Love Joe Flacco. All right. So that's the upcoming fights for next week. Let's get into the news. Okay. So news and rumors. De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn both trashed Dana White and the new TKO Boxing. Both De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn are taking turns trashing TKO Zuffa Boxing and the new format they are looking to introduce. They say the fighters will be kept in the dark and make less money than they would otherwise. De La Hoya says they are going to change the size of the ring. There's been talk of changing the ring and this and that. And the fact that there's only one belt and there's only going to be one belt, which will be the ring belt. They'll have a number one contenders belt, which will be the Zuffa belt, from what I understand. And then they'll have a champions belt, which is the ring belt.
Yeah, they'll have the ability to move on and be on a big pay-per-view ring promoted event. So
what is it? Since 1934, I believe the ring belt's been in.
No, I think it's 1921. I want to say, Eric.
You might be right.
Yeah, 1921 or 23. So it's early 20s actually. I think it's either 20. No, it's actually 1922.
1922. Yeah,
1922. Yeah.
So there you go. There you go. Beeb, there's been a lot of you're seeing a lot of resistance, I think, by obviously Eddie Hearn and
a lot of misinformation too. So that's
they put out and I sent you the propaganda sheet earlier that they sent out about the Muhammad Ali Act and everything, and it looks like a big cartoon, and that's been making the rounds on social media. De La Hoya and Hearn really trashing this. Where, honestly, where do they go from here if TKO starts getting a lot of momentum in signing these fighters?
Well,
what happens to De La Hoya? What happens to Eddie Hearn?
Here's the
what
thing.
happens to your average promoter? What happens to your Lou DiBellas?
Yeah, well, Lou DiBella's gone, but there are like Lou DiBella type promoters out there.
Yeah, I'm talking about smaller type promoters.
Sure. It's funny because John McCarthy was on that call, the old UFC referee, and he does the podcast there with Henry Cavuto, and he said he's not going to be doing it anymore. But he was saying that, that he believes that there's a coordinated effort. He actually said it as if it was fact. I don't know how true it is, but this is what he said. There's actually a coordinated effort for people to trash TKO and trash the amendment, the amendment to the Ali Act, the Muhammad Ali Revival Act. And he thinks people are being paid to do that. And I don't know if that's true or not, but the reason why I give that a little bit of credence is because all the people that are trashing it are from one sector of fans. And I'm just going to say it's the PBC fans who are the ones that are out in full force that are highly critical of this. Whereas,
can I let me just interject something? Why would any fan be against this?
Well, it's like anything else. Like, people support things that aren't always in their best interest. Why? Because they're tribal. They're tribal. Like you sit there and you listen to these people talk about the Muhammad Ali Act, right? And who does it benefit? I hate to sound like a broken record. I'll be brief, but if you don't have the resources to file a federal district court case by invoking the Muhammad Ali Act, then what are you going to do? Like, if you're a 4-round fighter, that's a B-side, what are you going to do? someone said, "Oh, well, Mikey Garcia invoked the Muhammad Ali Act, and he got out of his contract." Yeah, because Bob Arum settled out of court with
How
them.
long did it take him, man? How
And it
long was that?
took them 2 years for them to even hear his case. And then if they did go to trial, it would have taken them another year to actually go before have a court case and have the case looked at, judged by a jury. There's never ever been a federal district court judgment rendered when the Muhammad Ali Act has been invoked. And again, you could still sue without invoking the Muhammad Ali Act. You can go to a superior state court and probably go before, have your case started and have go before a judge and go before a jury in significantly less time than you would by invoking the Muhammad Ali Act and having it go to the federal district court. So again, like this is all smoke and mirrors, and again, like what has it actually done? The UFC fighters did not have Muhammad Ali Act protection, but they filed a class action lawsuit against the UFC. They got paid their money. So again, how much is this Ali Act really needed? I'm not against it. But I just think people are looking at this thing like it's some holy grail that can save fighters, and all of the corruption and all the bullshit's going to go away because we have the Muhammad Ali Act. And for years, people were critical of it, but now all of a sudden, it's the holy grail because of this whole amendment being mentioned. So I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Boxing says that they don't want to see them take advantage of fighters. So Hearn and De La Hoya suddenly have a conscience, right?
I mean, how are fighters being? What about fans? The only people that are being taken advantage of is us. We're the ones that are being asked to pay $80.
The fact that you had to pay for the Garcia fight last night was ridiculous.
What about us? Why are you? The fighters are openly saying to us, they've openly said it. We don't care what the fans think. I'll do what I want. You had Floyd Mayweather literally putting a fucking ski mask on, telling us he's robbing us. So is that what you're afraid of someone being taken advantage of? Excuse me. The top 1% are the ones that get all the money anyways. This Ali Act does nothing.
No.
For again, you got a guy like Nico Ali Walsh, and I say this respectfully. He's a undercard fighter. He's not getting pay-per-view revenue, right? What is he going to do? How is he going to sue a big-time promoter? What resources does he have? How much is he making a fight? How much ability does he have to be able to invoke the Muhammad Ali Act and sue a promoter that's armed to the T with a legal team? So again, it's ridiculous.
Did you know, I don't know if you knew this or not, did you know Nico Ali Walsh was Ali's grandson?
I absolutely do. And did you also know that?
I never knew that.
Did you also know that Muhammad Ali's widow endorsed the changes to the Muhammad Ali Act? She came out and endorsed it. They went to they actually went to her and spoke to her about it.
Gave her a big briefcase of money, and she was all set, man.
She endorsed it, and she
of course she did.
I got
a briefcase. I'm endorsing it too.
And she's the one that she is in charge of Muhammad Ali's estate.
Hey, listen, man, if you guys like what we're doing, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. So as far as this Ali Act goes, right?
Yep.
And they're going to, listen, it's going to be amended. It will make it through there. Dana's good friends with the president. It will be pushed through.
Well, it's got bipartisan support. It was proposed by a Democrat senator and a Republican senator. Just like the first act back in 2000 had bipartisan support. So regardless, it's going to pass because it has bipartisan support. No one's going to block it.
No. And why would anybody be opposed to this? Because again, you have Turki Al-Sheikh in there who's making the biggest fights we've seen in years consistently.
Yeah. That
Riyadh season is coming up. That's going to be amazing. Why would you not want this?
And people keep yelling about Dana this, Dana that, Dana that. Dana's not even he's not even financing this thing. This is Turki Al-Sheikh and Sellers' money. This is Turki Al-Sheikh's baby.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn is yelling and screaming at Dana White. What are you jealous because Dana White's become Turki Al-Sheikh's favorite now, Eddie? Like, what's the angle here? Are you mad that Dana was chosen to promote Kel Crawford instead of you? I don't get it.
What's going to happen is, I think the way this thing is set, it's going to be like the UFC, where they're going to collect fighters and they're going to match them up, and the best are going to be there. The best are going to fight the best in there, and I think that's what you're going to be looking at. I mean, it just is, and I'm here for it. Like, I don't understand how anybody could not want that. When the PBC came around, we were all on board because we thought that was what it was going to be. Good fights, best fight in the best. He's got everybody under contract. So how couldn't we have best fight, really good fights? Well, we didn't, because he didn't want to fight. If people were fighting 1 and 2 times a year because he had so many people under contract that it didn't make sense.
And again, this is for that guy sitting by the phone who doesn't have that contract with the promoter, who never fights on television, who just waits for the call. Oh, so-and-so pulled out. We need someone to fill up the second fight of the night, the third fight of the night.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, those types of fighters now are going to have a steady schedule. They're going to have guaranteed fights, more than likely, and they're going to have a home to go to. And all of the fights are going to be broadcast on a platform, whereas a lot of these guys have, in many cases, are fighting off TV. They're getting no exposure. So this is for that guy. Yeah. It's like think of it this way. If you lived in a city, say you were a CNA, your job was a CNA, and you worked at nursing homes and rehabilitation centers, and there was only one nursing center in the city you work in, or within a 50-mile radius. Don't you think by only having that one, right, then you're at their mercy when it comes to competitive wages? But if there was 3 or 4 in that 50-mile radius, those facilities would have to compete for your labor. But if there's only one, they can pretty much pay you whatever they want because there's no competition. So in this case, when you have competition, that opens up the revenue. That makes it more competitive for the fighters. Right. It gives the fighters more options, right?
Yeah, I would agree. All right, let's see. I tell you what, is 516, I believe is that Jesse?
Yes.
Is that Jesse? Let me bring him on before I get to Robbie here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Jesse, what's going on? Hey, okay, so that was...
What's going on, guys?
So how much did that picture that we showed earlier, how much did that change at the main event?
Oh, no, I mean, it was definitely more people there, but it was a pretty empty venue, though. Not much. People were leaving, like, people were leaving at the end of the fight. It just... The card was too stacked. I mean, where I was at, the 2 rows were empty. I bumped into a couple of friends of mine that were rows ahead. They're like, hey, our whole row is empty. Just come sit down here with us.
Wow.
And I went down there, and people even emptied out like in the middle of the fight. Like, and I had pretty good seats too. I had like a second level.
Wow.
So it was like, so I looked around, I was just amazed, because what happens usually like at those fights is you could start off kind of empty like that, but by the time the main event will come on, it'll be packed, and no, it was a lot of empty seats there. I was like, Danny must have. I would imagine Danny lost a ton of money,
Yeah, I would think. And because there was a lot of fighters on that card. You got to pay them, so I wonder, I kind of would love to see the pay sheets on that, but, and how much each guy got paid.
Well, and they even said most of the people there were like, I know this girl and her date that were in front of us got it through a veteran site.
There's veteran sites out there. Yep.
Yeah. and they were like, "Hey, let's just try boxing." They weren't even there for like Danny Garcia. They just wanted to go to like a show, like a boxing. And most of the people there were like for other fighters. So the actual people there that were actually there to see Danny was even less than that, which I find kind of heartbreaking because Barclays was his for a while.
Well, there was no promotion.
Like 3 times there.
I mean, there was no promotion. He's not fighting anybody. The undercard wasn't, great. But
it was.
He should have picked a smaller venue.
Even definitely a smaller venue. Like I don't even think it would have filled up the small room at the Garden, but it would have been worth a try.
Wow.
But and then also like
what is that? 5,000 seats? Is it 5,000 or 6,000 at the small room at the Garden?
Yeah. There definitely was not that. I mean, if you were like walking outside, you were bumping into the same people, and people were like leaving after the fighter they came to see leave. Other than that, too, it's kind of like even the fighters I was kind of excited to see, like Chris Colbert, because he was a big prospect at one point.
Yeah,
he's gone toe to toe with a 12-8 fighter. Like he wins the fight, but like you can't put this guy out. Like,
right.
The fighter was throwing, and he's getting tagged up by him. Gabriel Rosado had a sparring match. I wanted to see Gabe go out like on a good stance. I left before the main event, to be honest. I left right before the main event because I had to catch a 1:30 train, and it was 12 o'clock, and they were still at the co-main event.
Oh, that's
and I was like, there's no way this fight would. I was like, there's no way. And actually, Danny did end it on time. I still would have made it. But I was just playing like kind of like a little like mind in time. I'm like, there's no way this will be over by 1:30. And people just kept emptying out. Like everybody around us was like complaining. 14 fights on a card is bad enough. I mean, we all love boxing, but also when you put it and you expect knockouts, and every fight is pretty much going the distance except the first 2 fights. And then I think there was another stoppage. And, they were rushing for time. The ring walk was supposed to be at 11. It was 11 o'clock, and they still had 3 fights before the main event.
What a nightmare. What a nightmare, man. This is why you hire promoters.
I doubt he made money off of that pay-per-view, too. I would love to see those pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah.
The
theater at the Garden holds 5,600 from what I read. So yeah, he would have been much better off.
I don't even think there was that many people.
Wow. Can you imagine how much he paid for Barclays? You know what I mean? How much it costs to rent out Barclays and then
14 fights is a lot of fights too, man, for a card, right?
It's a whole lot of fights. Yeah.
You usually have like 8 fights.
It's too many.
Way too many.
8 fights. 8 fights should be the minimal. At 14 fights, the people in attendance. I mean, I think what he tried to do was just get more money through the door by having 14 fighters. They're going to bring people. 28 fighters.
The more walk-ins you can get too, the longer the event too, right?
Yeah. But nobody's walking in.
Yeah, I guess, but
Yeah,
it was the most empty I've ever seen the Barclays.
That's insane. And I think it speaks volumes that you left before the main event. You know what I mean? I mean, it just does.
So you didn't even stay for the main event.
I wasn't the only one though, Eric.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Everybody around me left.
Wow.
Everybody around me left. The seats were getting emptier and emptier.
Yeah.
Because everybody was growing really restless. Like they were just like, you got these fights that aren't even exciting. Like they're hugging on top of each other.
Yeah.
And
well, again, you said Chris Colbert going toe to toe with this guy, and it's like should have rolled this dude.
Yeah. These guys are probably getting paid pennies on the dollar too, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Right. All right, Jesse, we're going to let you go, man. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate the info.
I just want to say this.
Yes.
Danny, I love you, but the worst boxing event I've been to. I'm sorry.
Wow. That was rough, man. That was rough. Jesse Reekin pulling no punches, man. All right, let's bring Robert on here. 530. Robert, you're live.
Robert, can I ask you a question?
Hello, Eric. Hello, Joe.
Let me ask you.
And Joe, don't start with me today. I heard you say before the show that you had a skit planned for me, and I'm not going to play those.
What do you mean I had a skit planned for you?
That's what you said. You're gonna jerk my balls.
I'm
gonna jerk your balls. What are you talking about?
You said.
I never said that. All I was going to ask you is...
Listen, I don't know what kind of games you two
are playing. That's ridiculous, Robert.
But we're going to stick to boxing here. I don't know what you're talking about.
You owe me an apology. You owe me an apology. Those are real salacious comments, Robert, okay?
Salacious.
So first of all, I wanted to ask you... Listen, I wanted to ask you a simple question.
Okay.
You tried to invoke the Muhammad Ali Act when you were let go from here, right? And I just want to ask you, how much success did you have? Because you trying to go through our legal teams like going through a meat grinder. Just admit that Ali Act did no service. Just admit it was a waste of time for you to even invoke it against us. Can you admit that?
Have you been taking too many shots to the head, Joe? Give me a break.
Listen, please. I've been out of the ring for decades.
Give me a break. But no, I definitely did not call to talk about that. First of all, that New York card or that Barclays card sounded awful. I feel bad for anybody that went to that.
Did you pay for it?
Did you go to it, Robbie?
Hell no.
Be honest though, you did buy it.
Now I am gonna buy the Joseph Parker fight. Although I agree with Joe.
No, you don't have to. That's not a pay-per-view, is it?
It's a pay-per-view.
Yes, it is.
That's a pay-per-view.
That's a DAZN pay-per-view.
Yep, and then you got to pay for the
$60.
And then you got to. And listen to this. Then you got to pay
$60. Did you just say it was $60?
$60, and then you got to pay for the Conor Ben one. Then you got to. How many weeks after is the Conor Ben one?
Out of here, man! And you guys are complaining about the Paramount deal? Stop it.
Again, these people are ridiculous, bro. They just they're like masochists. They just love the abuse.
Thought, like when I said it was pay-per-view earlier, I meant it was pay-per-view because it's on DAZN. It's like $24 and you pay for it.
No.
It's on top of the 24. Stop.
If you look at the Eric, if you look at the schedule, if you go on the DAZN website and you look at the schedule, it'll give you the price.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, all the events on the app, Eric, will have a lock on them that are pay-per-view.
Oh, that's horrible.
And Robbie,
and how much is DAZN a month, Robert? If I were to just pay month to month, still like $30 or something like that.
A month, I have no idea because I pay for it by the year.
Okay, well, Joe, what is it a month? $30, right?
I think it's like $30-something a month. Yeah,
30-something.
And here's the thing. They have a couple tiers now, Eric. Right. So if you don't want to pay the year, right, you want to just have like you want to commit to a year, but you want to have the payments deducted monthly, then they up the price there. And then if you just dip in and out, so they have like 3 tiers, Eric.
I'm looking at them right now. So I'm seeing the annual
$225,
the monthly
right?
flex. The monthly flex is $29 a month.
$30, yeah.
$30, and you can only cancel with 30 days notice.
Which they charge you.
I've said this before.
And they charge you
if you have to. If you get DAZN to watch a certain fight, right, and you plan to cancel the next month because there's nothing going on. You have to cancel, you have to turn around the next day and cancel.
Yes.
Or the same night and cancel. Or it's 2 months.
There needs to be some type of legislation to protect us from predators like DAZN, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Robert, I want you to hear this next article here. DAZN, and Babe, you sent this to me. DAZN is set to launch a thing called Ring Pass. And apparently it'll be a new subscription and it will debut in November. Not sure what the pricing is going to be, but apparently you'll be able to buy 15 pay-per-views or something like that at one time. And so you can buy this and then you'll be able to you'll have access to all the pay-per-views.
How much is the fee, Eric?
We don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen anything on there yet. But it's DAZN trying to. Is that something you would even be interested in? I wouldn't be interested in it. No.
I'm done with them. I'm
done
with them.
ESPN.
And
Robert,
remember,
hey,
guys,
Robert, hang on, Robert, you have ESPN, right?
Yeah, he bought. He's
Yeah.
got ESPN.
And it's $30 a month, right?
No, I have the ESPN Plus, and I also pay for that by the year.
No,
Yeah,
but
200?
they changed it. They changed. So if you bought it by the year,
No, I don't have the new ESPN app. No.
Okay, so the new
The
ESPN
new
app is $30 a year, $30 a month.
Exactly.
What is HBO? HBO is like 22.
22, yeah. The HBO actually,
right.
HBO was actually very reasonable. Like their prices were.
It used to be like $15, and back in the day, and
they give you the HBO channel, all those channels,
all of them,
and then you get the HBO Max app too, Eric. HBO Max.
Now,
HBO Max plans and prices. Basic ads $9.99 a month. Standard with
right.
I imagine no ads are $16.99 a month, and the premium,
That's
of course,
if you
is
buy the
$21.
That's if you buy the app standalone, Eric. But if you subscribe to HBO on your cable, package,
if it's automatically included.
It's automatically included.
Right.
Oh, okay, so I didn't know.
Which
you
sounds great. Yeah, which is great.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, cable like HBO, and they get all those channels, is like $21 a month or something like that. Here we have ESPN at $30 a month. It's crazy. Yeah.
Right.
Omar Rodriguez says
no.
something about IPTV.
Yeah, we don't know what that is.
I'm not familiar with that.
We don't know what that is.
Do you know what that is?
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know what that
None
is.
of us three up here have any clue.
Robbie uses it occasionally, but no, we don't do that.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
I wouldn't even know how to begin to use that. And I have a master's degree in this stuff.
Don't they have these things?
I have a master's degree in IT.
Eric, don't they have these things?
I would know.
Don't they have these things called sticks or some type of flame sticks? What are they called? Flame sticks?
Fire sticks.
Fire sticks. That's
smoke. What are they called? Smoke sticks or fire?
Fire sticks. That's
flame
what it is.
sticks. What are they called, Robert?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're called fire sticks.
There you go. All right. So, and I guess I don't know what IPTV is. I've never heard of it before. I don't know. No idea what that is. So there you go. King KO says glow sticks. Omar Rodriguez says IPTV is the Ali act of pay-per-view.
Oh my God.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Robert, are you going to buy, if indeed this does come to fruition, it does come out in November, the Ring Pass from DAZN? Is this something you'd be interested in? Is this something you would buy?
I have no idea. Number one, this is the first I've heard of something like this.
He knows.
Now remember, they other than their boxing pay-per-views, they charge for all their bare knuckle pay-per-views, because all their bare knuckle fights are pay-per-views.
I would Misfits pay-per-views too, Robert. They have Misfits pay-per-views too.
Yeah, and Misfits.
That's worth it then.
Oh my God.
Yeah, wouldn't that be worth it though? The Misfits pay-per-views, those alone. I'm watching 2 YouTubers go at it.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
How come they got all these YouTubers, B? We're sitting at home. How come nobody's challenging us to fights? How come we're not making that kind of scratch?
I'd love to fight Robbie on Misfits Boxing.
On Misfits Boxing?
Give me a break. Give me a break.
You wanna...
Our luck, B. We'll get paired up with like Montero or something like that. We'll end up having to fight that guy.
Oh, forget it.
But you said it would be easy, but I
Not me.
Yeah, you said his jab was lazy and everything like that.
Never.
That's what you said.
That guy could knock me out. That guy could knock me out in 30 seconds. That guy's a monster.
That's not what you were saying earlier. You were saying it was.
Please.
I'm just saying that's what I listen.
I don't want him showing up on my doorstep, please. He sends me Christmas cards. He knows where I live.
I know, right? He's coming to get you.
Let's get to a boxing question here, guys. What is your guys' opinion of Parker's fight next week? Because Joe says if he gets rid of Wardley early, he's willing to fight Moses Itama in December.
No, that's what I said. He should do. I'm not saying he would.
Yeah.
I think did he say he would do that, Robbie? I think he did say that. You're right. I apologize, Robbie. You're correct for once in your life. Yeah, he did say that. He did say that.
Omar Rodriguez coming up with Beeb and Eric versus Montero and Steve Kim. I can take Steve Kim. I think I could take Steve Kim. He's tall. He's a lot taller than I thought he was. Yeah. He's way taller than me.
He's like 6'1".
Yeah, he's real tall.
Like my height.
He was that big.
He's my height, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like 5'7".
Yeah. So
all right, let's see here.
I think Robbie should apologize to me with that ball jerk remark. That was inflammatory.
Stop
I don't like that.
Stop it.
Usually I'm not sensitive, but this
All
is a family show.
All right, all right, Robert, we're going to put you back on hold here.
Get him out of here, man, please.
Oh, come on. That's messed up. All right, let's bring in 917. Area code 917.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Live. Good. How are you?
Is that Rafa?
Yeah. It's no, it's Cam Star. I haven't called in a while.
Oh, how you doing, man?
And it's nice to have something. Yeah, I'm good. Hope you guys are doing well also.
For sure.
Awesome.
You know, it's funny. I just dialed in because I've been meaning to ask about the zone's pricing and model and how it's just confusing to me as a boxing fan. Like, I remember a couple months ago, there was a pay-per-view on, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay for it, right? I don't want to go get on this free stream thing. It's always choppy. It cuts out right when the action picks up and gets right into the peak moments. And I forget what card it was, but I was really interested. I was going to buy it. And I go buy the pay-per-view, and it prompts you to be a subscriber before you can even do the pay-per-view, which I thought makes sense. I'm a finance person.
These guys
I don't know if that's still true, but I never tried again. But think about this. You got a willing paying customer who's willing to pay, and then you force them down the path of getting a subscription. I just said, fuck this, and I just went and found a free stream. So they do stupid stuff, is all I can say. And even now, like, I jumped on their website, and I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't know they had an NFL Game Pass, but guess who can't use it? A U.S. audience. It's only for foreign audience. And then the price is like $100 or whatever, £100. I'm like, damn, that's a lot better than what I would have to pay here in the States to try to watch the NFL. So it just, like, the whole pricing model just feels broken as AF, as to speak like a younger man. And I'll stop there.
Let me ask you a question.
So weird,
Let me ask you a question. Would you sign a petition to see if we can get something passed through Congress to protect us fans? We need a legislative act to protect us from these predatory pricing.
So
we need it.
Right, and he's right.
You
got a $60 pay-per-view. Let's take the Fabio Wardley fight next week. So you got a $60 pay-per-view. And in order to buy that, you had to be, and I don't know if this is still true, but I know it used to be, you had to be a member of DAZN. So you're thinking, I'm not going to pay annually. I'm going to pay it about a month. Now it's $90 for that pay-per-view. And if you don't cancel within 24 hours, it's going to be $120 for that pay-per-view.
It's total trash. It makes no sense. I'm pretty sure the other services that provide a pay-per-view, they make it so they want you as a recurring customer, but if you're willing to pay just for that event, there's a path to paying just for the event. There's like multiple ways to pay for a pay-per-view that's posted, on other, platforms. Why they do that is just confusing to me, and it's really obvious, like you guys are saying, that they look at an American consumer and they add some kind of multiplier to their pricing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's really unfair, honestly.
Yep. They price gouge us. That's why we need the legislation.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, not to try to go off on a tangent, but
keep going, because I've been doing it all week
here.
I've been hanging and banging with these guys on Twitter about this.
It's like everything here in the States we get ripped off. Like even for the same medicines, right? Like European pharmaceutical companies sell the medicine here for a different price than they do
we got the favored nations. We got the favored nations
society.
Got the favored nations pricing going on right now. We're not going to tolerate that anymore.
Yeah, we need something to just align the pricing so it's fair across the world, especially now that the world is getting smaller with technology, right? It's unfair. And I'll stop speaking there. But you guys made me, you talked about a topic that I was just having this thought a few months ago. And basically, I stopped watching fights on DAZN. And if I do watch something, I'm jumping on the internet and I'm dealing with a trashy, broken connection, but it's not worth it because I find it confusing and a ripoff. So that's my main point. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much, man. We're going to get rolling here. Thank you so much for the call. And he's right, man. He's 100% right.
And he's not the only one that feels this way.
Everybody feels this way. There's not one person who watches these fights doesn't feel that way.
Unless you're one of these PBC stands.
Even if you were, I mean, you condone throwing that much money away.
We'll see.
Some sad news coming out this week as Ricky Hatton was put to rest last week. His death is from ESPN. Former world champion Ricky Hatton was found. His death was actually ruled a suicide by the coroner. They said he found him. He was hung at his house here. He hanged himself. Just awful to hear. If you guys are going through anything, man, make sure to get help. It's not, there's a big stigma around this stuff, man, but there's no shame in it. You need to get help. You do not want to end up like that, man. Just
I kind of
get some help, man.
I kind of suspected this was the case, and
I did too. As soon as I heard about it, that's the first thing I heard about.
That's the first thing I thought about too as well, Eric. And I just felt horrible. And you're right. Yeah. That was very well said what you said there.
Get some help, man. There's no shame in getting some help, man. There's really not.
1,000%.
Yeah. Pacquiao reunites with Top Rank for his next fight. Pacquiao's next fight will be on January 24th, but it's unclear who the opponent will be. According to WBN, the WBA states that Raleigh must face the number one contender, who is Shakram Giyasov. He's an undefeated fighter with like 13 or 14 pro fights.
He's pretty good too. It's tough. I don't think Raleigh beats him. To be honest, I think that guy will knock Raleigh out. To be honest with you,
yeah.
Don't be surprised if Raleigh don't vacate that title.
Well, yeah, and we don't know now. The only way, and the WBA says, yeah, he's the number one guy. You got to fight him. Which the Pacquiao fight is worth a lot more, no?
Yeah, of course it is.
So we don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know if Pacquiao is going to fight Romero next. Now, the only way is if they get it in writing that, that he'll get the winner, that Giyasov will get the winner of this, which is nonsense, and it's not worth the paper it's printed on, because Pacquiao ain't going to fight that dude.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, why didn't Raleigh Romero file for an exception with the WBA? He filed paperwork to get an exception. And
would it have mattered, though? Honestly,
it may not have.
And this is what they did, and this is what we talk about.
Right. Right.
When we talk about TKO, taking over this thing. All this stuff goes by the wayside.
And this is what people are defending. All this madness.
They want to see this fight. They want to see the Gasol. I don't want to see either fight. But
yeah.
But I tell you, if I had my draw, I'd rather see Raleigh versus Giyasov. Sure. That being said, Pacquiao's the bigger money, so he's probably going to get that fight. But who knows? Who knows?
So the rumored opponent that I heard it would be, and I stressed rumored, is they were talking about Vasily Lomachenko fighting Pacquiao.
I heard that same rumor. I read that same rumor. I read that same thing. I don't know either. That's a money fight.
So now,
but where do they put it? They have no. And this is my other claim here: is that they have nowhere to put this fight. Top Rank doesn't have a TV deal. How did Top Rank, as big as they are, not get a TV deal? I mean, seriously, you knew you were on the outs with ESPN. That was your final show. And we're working on it. It's been months now, and you guys have. Can you imagine? Xander Zayas. Can you imagine? He's like their big star over there. He's it, right? Who else is over there? You can say Pacquiao, but how many fights does he realistically have left? Like a half a fight? I mean, seriously.
That's right.
You guys got nobody over there.
That's right.
And who's going to sign with somebody who doesn't have a TV deal? Nobody. Come on, man. Like, give me a break already. That doesn't make any sense, guys. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Would you be down to see Lomachenko Pacquiao?
No, I wouldn't be excited about it, to be honest with you, Eric. No.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not, because Lomachenko bowed out because he was half-hearted about it. He didn't want to fight what's his face, Tank Davis. And just because he wasn't in it. You know what I mean? His heart wasn't in it. Yeah. So as soon as your heart's out of it and you retire, you're gone. You don't come back, because if you come back, that's when things happen, So, I don't know. All right, let's go to Jersey here, 609. 609, you're live.
Hello?
Yes, 609.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Who is this?
What's up? This is Bob, Jersey Bob.
Jersey
Can
Bob.
Oh, yeah, what's going on, man? It's been a while. How you been?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. So I just wanted to tell you, last year, November 5th, I paid $112.47 for a whole year of the zone because they had a Black Friday deal.
Yeah.
So If you wanted the zone, you should have signed up Black Friday last year. Now my new subscription is gonna be $224.99, which I'm not gonna pay.
Yeah.
On November 5th. But anyway, yeah, I got a deal on it. It was on Black Friday. It was like during Black Friday, and I was like, I saw it and I paid for it. So that's less than $10 a month. So it's been good, but now, like I said, it's going to double.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not trying to pay that double.
I understand.
But yeah, the pay-per-views, like this, this pay-per-view, this heavyweight fight, Joseph Parker, come on. Danny Garcia wasn't on the zone, but that was pay-per-view. I mean, we need to boycott these pay-per-views. Yeah. Honestly, we shouldn't pay unless it's some real
most
fight.
Fans are boycotting.
Fight with Devin Harris, with Devin Haney, I'll pay for that. But these other fights, I'm not paying for. Really, I'm not paying.
Yeah, but do you remember?
I'm not paying for that rematch.
I hate to cut you off. Do you remember? Do you remember that Haney card was not supposed to even be a pay-per-view? Remember when Turki Al-Sheikh said those ring shows were not going to be pay-per-views? Those Riyadh season ring shows were not going to be pay-per-views? Now he's actually making this a pay-per-view? So that's crazy.
And he's making another pay-per-view part of the subscription. So he lied about no more pay-per-views.
He did. He lied.
Yeah.
So you guys are more – I don't care about the Ali Act, but I know that Dana Hoya is going to rob the fighters, but I know Dana White's going to rob the fighters too. So I don't think it matters. They're all trying to rob the fighters.
Doesn't matter.
So
all of a sudden, these guys are going to come.
They're all going to. But the Ali Act doesn't protect them because Al Heyman just said he was a manager, and even though he was a promoter, had Tom Brown as promoter, so he got around it anyway. Yeah. So the Ali Act didn't work anyway.
That's right.
But like I said, the league probably will help in some ways, but it's going to hurt in some ways. But like you said, if you're a 4-round fighter, you'd rather fight and get a regular paycheck. That's what you'd rather do, fight and get a regular paycheck. So it's going to help them. But anybody who's got a name, I don't think the league's going to help them. Like Bruce Ennis can't be in that league. Bruce Ennis not going to be able to be in that league. They're not going to be able to pay him. But there are guys who can be in that league. So I don't have a problem with them having their own belt. And then other guys be fighting for the WDC and WBA, all those fights. So we just have separation.
That's right.
That's all it's going to be.
Right.
There you go.
But as long as this fight's on, I don't really care.
Right.
Honestly, I don't care.
I don't
care how much money they make.
You get to choose between Pepsi and Coke. You get to choose between Pepsi and Coke, my friend. You can choose whatever you want.
Yeah.
Good deal.
That Danny Garcia mess last night, I didn't bother to steal it. It was so bad. I was listening to somebody. Somebody doing they was doing a live chat, so I did listen to that while I was watching football. But I didn't even bother to try to watch it. It was so bad. Chris Colbert, that lost like 2-3 fights in a row. Gabe Morales, come on, man. This fight card was terrible. I mean, it was just guys who should be retired. Really. Garcia just quit. Why would I pay per view for him? He just quit. I seen him quit against Lara. Now you want me to pay per view? You crazy. No way. How do I know he was going to quit last night? That's what these guys got to understand. You want my money, but the last time you was in the ring, you quit. Now you want me to pay? I'm not paying.
That's right.
So you can quit again? Now, I know he beat up that tomato can, but it's just ridiculous. So he probably did lose a lot of money. But who told him to go to Barclays, like you guys were saying? Who's his advisor who said, hey, let's have a fight at Barclays, and you can fight Danny, whoever that guy is, and you'll make money? Who's telling these guys, who's their business partners? Because I would have told them don't do it.
Yeah, I was surprised.
It's like I'm called, but I've been listening. Even though I miss it, I'll check you guys out online.
All right,
keep working. All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, thank you so much, Jersey Bob. Thank you so much. He's right. You need to boycott the pay-per-views. It's the only way this is going to work is if they lose money.
That's right.
Couple more here. Max Kellerman will be the new voice of TKO Zuffa Boxing. Beeb, you like that?
I love it. I like Max
All right.
Kellerman.
He's okay. I like Jim Lampley more, but I
Okay.
like Max Kellerman. I don't mind Max
A
Kellerman.
lot of people, they can take or leave Max. Was he a little?
Lampley's getting old.
Yeah, was he a
Lampley's
little?
getting a little bit older, and
He was a little. He was a little fanboyish during the Crawford Canelo
yeah.
card, but he wasn't. I don't think he was overall horrible. Like a lot of people, they weren't. A lot of
No,
people didn't
no,
like,
no,
a lot of
no.
people. A lot of people didn't like his performance on that night. They actually said the same thing you're saying. Like he's kind of was a little rusty, but I don't mind him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I like Andre Ward a lot. I think Andre Ward does a great
Andre
job.
Ward or Roy Jones. I don't know why the two of them aren't. Because have you seen their podcast or whatever?
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
great.
All
They
the
work
smoke.
well
All the smoke.
together. They work very well
and
together.
I think Andre Ward could probably do more gigs if he wanted to. I just think he's kind of.
I think you're right.
I think he's like. I think he just likes to spend more time with his family and do other things. I think he likes to have his. I think he likes to have his own schedule, do things on his own time. That's just what I'm gathering. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I'm guessing.
It seems like he enjoys his time. He can work with you, but he enjoys his time.
Andre Wood's a lot of people, they give him shit. I really like Andre Wood. I think he's a laid back regular dude.
I think one of the best fighters of all time.
Yeah, because
I've always been a fan.
Because he's so versatile, and the thing I love about him is he's like poker faced in there. Even when see him get hit with shots, he doesn't change his demeanor.
Yep.
Even when he got knocked down by Kovalev, he just got up like nothing ever happened. So
yeah, and he's a dog. That's the thing. He's a dog. He gets in there, and you watch that second Kovalev fight. You watch the second half of that first Kovalev fight. He emptied the tank. He went in there and just bit down and started throwing, which is what he needed to do.
Yeah, the way he came back in that Kovalev fight, in the second half of that fight.
That's it.
Give him credit for that.
Janibek Alam Kanuli and Arislandi Lara is set for December 6th. That'll be on the Lamont Roach Isak Cruz pay-per-view undercard. How about that's a pay-per-view? That's a pay-per-view. Roach and Cruz, that's not a pay-per-view.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not even, that's like an HBO fight back in the day.
That's right.
And then Fundora and Keith Thurman are headed for the Pacquiao undercard.
Well, let me just, they said they were, that was when Pacquiao was fighting Raleigh. It still could happen. I'm not saying it's not.
You're right.
I just question if it still does.
Yeah, because if they bring in,
could be right.
If
I
they
wouldn't
bring
be
in somebody
surprised.
else, does that fight stay on there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if on the December 6th card, but I don't think it could be. It would probably be on the December 6th card because I don't think they'd have enough money to pay everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All those big fights. So
Yeah, I would agree with that.
yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, but I question whether it's 100% or not because that was when it was going to be Raleigh versus Pacquiao. But we'll see.
That's for sure. That's fair, man. All right, guys, that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on X at jhabib1. Find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporter.com, and you can find me on X at ringside73. And guys, we will see you next week.